Tough as Nails, episode 4. You know, this was an episode where the foreshadowing was hitting us so hard that the inevitability of Tara going home at the end what did not come as a surprise. The whole episode seemed like it was about her. Every single little diary room moment was her. Every little storyline was about her. And, it's not shocking when at the end of the episode, her sand runs out first and Tara is out of the competition. This episode found our contestants shoveling gravel and sand, stuffing bags, and smashing concrete. It was not a bad episode. I think for me, the highlight was in the individual competition when everybody's smashing that concrete and everybody's counted little old Michelle out, and then she does not end up in overtime. You have to give props to the 62-year-old lady outworking all the 30 and 20 somethings and getting the job done. I gotta think that she is the most inspirational contestant that we have on Tough as Nails this season, and I'm rooting for her to go as far as she possibly can. I think we also have two pretty clear frontrunners forming at this point, Murph and Danny. Murph seems to be struggling in the team competitions, but when it comes to individual, he's always right there at the top. Also, big props to Linda. From episode 1, I felt she seemed like the strongest female, and she did not disappoint today, coming in second behind Danny in the concrete smashing. She was going to town with that sledgehammer, and out of everyone who was competing, she looked like the person who was most comfortable swinging that sledgehammer, smashing the concrete. But even that could not overcome drywaller Danny, and he's just fast and hardworking. And when everything seems to be a race, that is a huge asset to Danny, and he's going to be very hard to beat. Our overtime came down to Young and Tara, and as I said before, Tara was sent home. She's on Savage Crew, and they had some real road bumps today. During the team challenge, she was just pretty much ignored. No one was listening to what she was saying. No one was giving her space to actually contribute, and it ended up costing them the team challenge. But it was nice to see that whole team and even a lot of the other contestants really come to her aid and really root her on, whether it be Murph standing beside Tara in the individual challenge cheering her on, or the whole team rooting for her in the elimination challenge that she lost to overtime king Young. How about Young? That's 4 episodes. He's been in overtime 3 times and been victorious all 3 of those times. At some point, his time has to come, but he's just hanging in there. He just can't quite get eliminated. He might be hovering around the bottom, but as long as you're only second last, you get to stay for another week on Tough as Nails. I'm interested to see how long Young can keep this going. I feel like he's got more overtimes in his future, and we could see him back there next week. One weird thing I just want to point out this episode is what was up with the editing in the individual challenge. We were down to Lewis, Young, and Tara in that individual challenge, and they kept cutting to shots of Young, and he'd be almost finished. And then all of a sudden he had a huge pile of concrete, and then a medium-sized pile of concrete. Like, there was no continuity whatsoever. Whenever it cut to Young, it was just a random point in time, and it made no sense. Like, I was scratching my head when the edit was going on so long. It was like, how is Young not finished? Like, he was sitting there almost done, and now it's like he hasn't even thrown a piece of concrete in. Very weird to me. And in the future, if you're one of the editors of Tough as Nails, please just keep things in chronological order. I don't think that's too much to ask. We don't need to see the end, then the middle, then the start of the competition. We just want to see start, middle, finish. All right, that is it for me for episode 4 of Tough as Nails. Excited to see who is going to be crowned victorious on this show. Who you thinking? Who's your pick? Let me know in the comments. And until next week, I will see you later.